Hey guys, how are you? Just real quick, I'm gonna make some subtle adjustments. All right, okay. So I'm gonna talk about the starseed network. What is a starseed? Okay, so a starseed, and this again is Kierraology, is a soul that has experience and knowledge known unto themselves. I'm just going to put K for knowledge and W for wisdom and codes. All right, coding. And just to make that easy, I'm going to write just some binary right there. What I've learned is that, and I have learned this through, I'm an energy worker. I've been working with people for about 12 years now. And I first learned how to do energy work from source. And it was during a time where I was questioning everything. As in my teenage years, I had an experience when I was 14 years old at a church camp where I was, at the time, I would say I was broken up by the Holy Spirit, and it allowed me to the awareness to begin seeing outside of our star system. In our star system, it's a little bit more than astral travel, if you will, or astral projection. And it allowed me to break open my heart and break open my mind and start experiencing life a little bit different than most, I would say. And it was a very confusing time for me. And I grew through a lot of it by myself. And what I am thankful for, because I have a Judaic-Christian background, what I am thankful for is I can feel truth when I know it. And what I mean by that was I learned so much to go into the heart. I learned so much to seek source or God or the universe in my heart. And when I was in this space of awakening and waking up and questioning everything and going through losing my family and losing my friends and questioning, like a lot of you guys are starting this process, or you've been in this process for a couple of years. It can be confusing for the ego, and to have your belief system shooken up and start questioning everything to who am I, where am I going, what's my direction in life. This happens anyways, but when you have like a spiritual awakening or something in your life triggers you to begin the process of going within, you start breaking down a whole bunch of again, belief systems, all the things that does not serve your soul, all the things that do not serve that knowledge and wisdom. And I apologize, you guys. You might hear my baby real quick. Okay, so she's quieting down. So when I started this process of going in my heart, I started again, like I had to like follow that subtle pull. Like that was ingrained into my belief system at the time. I was going to actually go to a college called Lee University, and I was going to be a youth pastor and serve, at the time, serve the Lord that way and work with troubled youth. That was on my heart at the time. But I followed my heart, and I was led in a different direction because I could not get away from the visions that started when I was 14 years old. So I went through high school with this. I went through like the early parts of college, my college experience with this. And like, again, I had to break down and let relationships go. I had to let family go. I had to listen to my heart. And through this, I learned how to do energy work before I started my Reiki training, but I was very alone, and I was like, you know, questioning like, gosh, what is this energy? And I met beautiful teachers. If you're one of my teachers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a light for me during that time, because I was able to start grasping, like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not so weird, or I'm not the only one. And that is so comforting, you guys, when you are going through your awakening process and realizing, like, you're not crazy. And hey, I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy. You're just waking up. All right. So I want to talk about what I have learned, because a lot of what I'm sharing with you guys is my experience and what I have learned. So when I started the process of going within, and I had just that little pull, and again, like when we go through these voids or these wobbles, go inside of your heart, even if you got to nestle there. Even if like it's like crazy around you and your mind is freaking out, or your mind is like wanting to confuse everything a little bit more, jump into your heart space. And if you have blocked your heart space for good reason, you can thaw out. And again, like I will talk about that. I have hardened myself so much, and I have broken myself open. So I want you to know it can be done, but you have to allow yourself to thaw. You have to allow honesty. You have to allow vulnerability. You have to question, and you have to allow yourself to receive. And in another video, I talked about the mental plane, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. If you just focus on one, it'll start rippling through. And just allow yourself to know, like, when you're not growing in a certain space, shift to focus on your emotions and how you can connect deeper in your relationships, or I'm just going to stop there because that's not what this video is about. So soul knowledge and the Starseed Network. So, and again, this is Kierraology, and I'm just drawing a star. Star seeds are souls that heard the call to come to planet Earth and help her with her ascension, and help with the collective consciousness and the data and the memory fields. And this is Earth. We heard the call, and I've spoken with a lot of you guys who are already tuning in. Like, you know this already. You know, like, wow, I heard the call. Some of you guys have memories before you were born. Some of you have always been connected to your soul plane. Some of you know your knowledge, you know your wisdom. You're still afraid in that third dimensional matrix to come forward because you don't want to be weird. You don't want to be the oddball. You don't want to stand out in a way that society has ingrained us to be fearful. And I'm just going to say it, knock that shit out, because that third dimensional matrix is so weakened. There is no fear, because we are moving to the fourth and the fifth dimensional. We're really like wrapping this up right here, and we're moving to fourth and fifth. Okay, so I encourage you, if you are a person watching this and you know you're gifted and you're kind of hiding out and you have a lot to share with the world and you're a teacher, please start coming forward. The time is now. And we need your knowledge, and we need your wisdom, and we need your codes. What does that mean? The knowledge and wisdom that you have inside of you, it's literally inside of you. The way that I see it is a binary code, or different numbers. I also see frequencies, and I channel frequencies for people. They're usually healing frequencies to undo and unlock the third and fourth dimensional aspects of our realities, our interdimensional awareness, to help Gaia and the collective consciousness and the collective wounds to heal. And that a lot of you guys are talking and beginning to understand the concepts of feminine healing, of masculine healing, of the two coming together, the yin, the yang, all this terminology, all the knowledge that the ancients have always had and have had, that is coming through the collective consciousness, and it's also collapsing. But I want to talk about the Starseed Network. We are the souls that have heard the call, and we came here to help the ascension to heal this collective gunk that has been in her energy field, if you will, in the energy fields that we have been birthed into, which is slavery, which is judgment, which is internal conflict, which is more survival mode than anything, poverty, all of these lower planes, like the depression, the anxiety, all the reasons why we suffer, human suffering. We came here with knowledge and wisdom how to wake ourselves up and also allow that to ripple through the collective consciousness. So if you watched my last video, I drew like this membrane around the earth, okay? And I'm going to draw it like this. So let's say like this is the gunky, icky, third-dimensional membrane that I'm talking about. Your knowledge, your wisdom, and your soul codes, your star seed soul codes, when we all link up, we start healing the collective consciousness. And we are spread through the planet. And some of you are aware of this and some of you aren't. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it will be revealed to you if your soul wants it to. And even if you're like listening to this and like, gosh, like, is that me? Like, do you feel in your heart space that you came here to bring peace? If you can feel that, most likely. And I'm a little emotional, sorry, just because I love I love us so much. And I know my soul mission, okay? And it's to bring my knowledge and my wisdom and my soul codes, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. We are spread throughout the earth. And when a star seed goes through their awakening process and they start clearing out their karma at the soul level, or the karma for humanity that they've taken on, or both, or ancestral lines, and that's what a lot of us are doing right now. I'm noticing themes when I'm working with people. They're healing a lot of the collective consciousness, and at the soul level they're rippling through time and space, working with healing ancestral wounds and such. But anyway, our starseed network we're scattered at the soul level through the planet, and we are all waking up, and we are feeling, and have been feeling at least for the last 2 years, to start coming forward. Now, when a starseed activates their codes, and again I'm drawing it as ones and zeros, that starts programming the collective consciousness, okay? And we start connecting and sharing, and we create, just with our knowledge and wisdom and our codes. And that doesn't match that one. I'm just drawing ones or writing ones and zeros. That allows the program, so it's like a computer. The programs of the fourth and the fifth dimensional planes to shift us collectively into harmony, okay, into the heart space. Humanity into their heart space, where we're giving more, we're receiving, we're living a life of service. And living a life of service is not like being a martyr. We're sharing, we're showing up, we're serving people with our knowledge and our wisdom, and we're just running and being, absorbing light. And when I say light, I mean consciousness, and the knowledge and wisdom that we have at the soul level. We have the ability to like hold a lot of consciousness and awareness, and some of us, like, I'm not going to lie. All of us go through pain. All of us process different. We can't like really judge one another and say like my pain is greater than your pain. We have experience in the gunk, in the third dimensional gunk, okay, the static. And when we are operating from a place of judgment, we are reinforcing this stuff. We're reinforcing the judgment. And even here, you guys, like with me right now, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. What matters is if you are a starseed, that you activate your codes, your wisdom, and your knowledge. And we need that. We need you. And we need this network to align and work together and work the collective consciousness. And that is what I am here to do, to help people connect. If you are a starseed and identify as a starseed, or if you're watching this video, please share it so that way we can connect and work the collective consciousness and broadcast peace and broadcast well-being and broadcast light. If you're an empath, if you're an intuitive, if you're a medium, if you're someone who is naturally tapped in, or you're going through that right now, reverse the energy and push up your thoughts and your mind. This is how we work. This is how we work together to shift the planet. We link up into the collective conscious network, and just for visualization purposes, I like to push it up and think about it up, or you could push it into the earth. No matter what, like again, we're energy, and so we're working with each other. And your knowledge and your wisdom, again, remember we are interdimensional beings, but the soul, the star seeds, we have individual missions at the soul level. So again, interdimensional. Some of this is interdimensional work. Some of this is in the astral plane. Some of it is between the third, the fourth, the fifth, and beyond matrix. Some of us work with, we specialize in working with trauma. Some of us specialize in working with money and raising the vibration and the consciousness and the awareness around money. Some of us are working with troubled people and bringing our light into these situations. We are healing the wounds and the trauma that has been in the collective consciousness. But again, what I want to reiterate with you is that when we find each other, you know, whether it's utilizing social media or the interwebs, and we come together, this is the cool thing, we share our knowledge and our wisdom and our codes with each other. It's kind of like a text message or like a download, like in your phone or your computer or whatnot. And it's many times, a lot of us we are already practicing telepathy, or we're telepathic. We can feel each other across time and space really easily, and again, this is I already said, as above, so below. A lot of us, we're here to remind people that life is more than, oh, here we go. Life is more than this third dimensional dysfunction. Okay? All right? So when the Starseed Network comes in, which we are hearing a lot of the children being born, and especially being born in the last 40 years, we came in to disrupt the collective consciousness of the third dimensional grid. Okay, we came in to ripple it up, and in a way to where we can create our collective ascension, because again, a lot of us have knowledge and wisdom outside of the time-space matrix, and this is something known to the soul, knowledge and wisdom in our codes, and that is something between you and the Almighty creator. And we came here to establish and help establish healing the collective wounds. And here's the earth. And we came to help raise her vibration. Okay, we're going to do this. We came here to raise her vibration and stimulate at the energetic level awakening and higher consciousness, and bring forth teachings known to our soul, restudy the ancient ways, and even bring in knowledge and wisdom from beyond when Earth was in these planes. We're bringing in the fresh, guys. We're bringing in new stuff. Ooh. We're bringing in even 6, 7, 8. I mean, so much more, like infinite amounts, and we're weaving. It's a weave, and the weave is expanding through us, and we keep on reestablishing this grid, especially through the wobbles of ascension. Okay. So if you're a starseed, or if you resonate, or even if you're listening to this and you're like, God, this chick's crazy, or maybe there's something to it. Again, I just want you to just check your heart space. Just put your hands on your heart and just ask yourself, and you can just feel the heart open a little bit, or if there's just some piece of you within where you know, like, yeah, like this is my soul purpose. My soul purpose is to bring peace, to serve. Let it just be that. Let it be easy. Don't let your ego just wrap around it and try to make it anything else other than it is. You're here to bring freedom to yourself, bring freedom to the masses, and that starts within. That starts with self-love. That starts with being vulnerable and honest. That starts with mending relationships within. That starts with detoxifying what does not serve you. That starts with service if you are a selfish person. That starts with unwinding that. That starts with giving. It starts with receiving. Many of us, we give. That starts with receiving. That's also feminine healing that's going on right now. It starts with nurturing. So much nurturing. To the starseeds who will be watching this and who are watching this, I thank you for being here with me. And I thank you for our connection. And we're all connecting. And we are finding one another. And we're creating a new paradigm. And it is beautiful to watch and be a part of. And I encourage each and every one of you to show up with your gifts, to keep on practicing searching yourself, to show up with if you feel called to bring healing and comfort to other people, do that. However, even if it's just hugging or just smiling. But even if you have to process, we a lot of starseeds, we process so much of the collective consciousness too. That's a part of our mission as well. Like, it's natural for us to want to like grab mass amounts of data from the wounds. Sometimes you also have the freedom of choice to not take on that responsibility as well. And just allow it to move, and just know, like, in our human experience, and this is for a lot of us, we are processing, we're all processing the collective consciousness. So if your household is getting rocked, if you're getting rocked, if your workplace is getting rocked, if your children, or if you don't have children, the children around you are just crazy, just know that it will pass. And take the knowledge that you have the ability to broadcast the space around you, the visualization. Most of us, I think, watch films or have watched a movie in our life or television. Utilize your imagination. That's where a lot of this power comes from. Utilizing your imagination, so visualizing the people around you. Like, let it be a waking meditation. Visualizing the people around you healthy and calm and free and well-being, and the children happy and they're receiving what they need, and your household calm. Or again, I brought up releasing people, or the natural process of dimensional shifts. If you know that you need to let go in order to let in, let it happen. Let it happen. Just let the universe support you. You need to allow yourself to fall over and over and over into the void, to allow the matrix, meaning when I say that, the light matrix of the higher realms, redo you, and lean on your soul knowledge and wisdom. That is what leads you through the void. That is what will lead you through, and that is known to you and you alone. You have to take responsibility for yourself, okay? And many star seeds, we also go through an awakening process where we'll all of a sudden start remembering what we're here to do and how we're here to serve. Some of, I mean, I can't start speaking for everybody else. I'm in my own space, but many of us are teachers. So again, if that's you, or if you're meeting your teachers, or if you're meeting the guidance system around you, or if you receive guidance from source and you've been hiding out, please come forth and start showing up in any way that you feel called, with that's in alignment with your heart and your soul. So again, the Starseed Network is here, and we have been here, and we are bringing in our knowledge and our wisdom and our codes to help Gaia ascend, to help the solar system ascend too. Like, oh God, I didn't even touch on that. The Earth is not the only living being in the star system that is going through this ascension process. What I would love to share with you, and I don't know if anybody is talking about this, or if they even know. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of, I don't really do a lot of like searching about this stuff, just because I like to keep myself as clear as possible. But it's the entire solar system that is ascending. I like the other planets are shifting as well, from what I can see and share with you guys. It's not just Gaia. The life in this part of the Milky Way galaxy is shifting. We're going through these spirals together. And this sun, again, our sun, is shifting all the planets around us. It's just that because of the consciousness, again, like they're different planes, but they're kind of, I mean, God, you guys, this is kind of hard to translate. They're planes. Not everything's just like how we see it. This consciousness is shifting all of the planets in our solar system, but Gaia, for some reason, is going through a little bit more of a drastic change, a drastic shift, and that's what we're all experiencing. And that's again why star seeds at the soul level, or people at the soul level, if you identify with this is just terminology, and a lot of us feel like we're not from here, and we have a longing for someplace else, or life someplace else, and that's just because we dropped in from a very high awareness, knowledge, and wisdom in our codes to bring here, that we have spent a lot of time, again, as above, so below. We've spent a lot of time in our collecting data where we have spent, where we know life to be outside of judgment and war and poverty and survival. Okay, So I'm going to stop there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And again, my name is Kierra King, and we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, if you identify with being a starseed, light yourself up and pull in your codes. And I hope just by saying that alone, you'll grab onto it. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.